Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are in episode 8 where I'm going to be talking about designer essentials. So, first of all, a lot of people think that in order to be a designer or to start designing that you need all of these expensive resources in order to make things happen. As I showed you guys in a previous video, the sewing machine that I started out with, I'll also feature a picture here. That sewing machine did a lot of projects for me before it finally gave out, and it worked super great for basic style projects, which is what I was working on at the time before I started to move into more advanced projects. But you don't need a super expensive sewing machine. I believe the one that I finally invested in was a little bit more pricey, but that's because I wanted it to do more functions. I wanted it to be able to handle heavier weight fabrics and heavier projects. So then you invest a little bit more so that your sewing machine can be able to achieve set projects. But typically, if you go into Target or Joann or Michael's, any of those like $100 sewing machines or like $150 sewing machines would definitely be something that you could use to be able to start your project. Other tools that are super important as far as what you'll need to start designing is a mannequin, or if you wanted to design it yourself, using yourself as a dress form. I just have this little guy as an example. Obviously, she's a little too small for a bigger style project. So maybe some youth projects you'll be doing on this, but with little girls and guys. But a mannequin will definitely help you to be able to kind of lay out your work, see how everything is lining up. With myself being a self-taught designer, a lot of the projects that I started out with were just simply draping fabrics onto mannequins or tracing over like a pant pattern or a shirt pattern. And those types of things are super easy to start out with as far as basic projects because you already have a t-shirt or a pair of leggings in your closet right now that you can draft a pattern from. So you don't necessarily need to start out knowing how to draft patterns in order to be able to design basic projects. Other essentials that are important are a sketchbook. I literally have sketchbooks all over my place. I don't even know how many I have at this point, but buying sketchbooks or even transferring those sketches into an electronic form and doing it on a iPad would also be helpful because then you can manipulate your designs and not have to do too much erasing or recoloring when you're drafting patterns onto paper. But your designs don't have to be well thought out. They don't have to look, like something you would see on Instagram or in someone's fashion planner or things of that sort, right? It doesn't have to look super crisp. It can literally be just you simply getting the message onto a pen and paper. And of course, measuring tape. I literally have a billion of these probably everywhere. Measuring tape just so you can get basic measurements for your project, whether you're making a pillowcase all the way to a t-shirt or a pair of pants. A measuring tape is going to be your best friend as far as an essential. A pair of good scissors would also be important. These are not the scissors that I use for designing, by the way. They are just my house scissors. I wanted to record this video in my studio, but unfortunately I forgot this little mic, so I couldn't do it in my studio, so I can't show you the actual tools that I use. But a basic pair of scissors would definitely be able to help you kind of get things started, and then you can advance into more expensive tools. And then, of course, some rulers, all different kinds. You can use hip curve rulers, L-shaped triangle. All of those will just help you to be able to achieve different angles in your project. You don't necessarily need that in order to start designing, but any type of ruler that will help you kind of get fine lines and curves, and your design will definitely make things come out a little bit cleaner. And then other things as far as essentials, definitely having someone who inspires you is important because it kind of helps you to stay on track, especially if you are looking into expanding it beyond a hobby. Like myself, I expanded it into a full business, so it helps to have other inspiration and people that I can look up to keep me honest as far as constantly creating and pushing out new ideas, or to just kind of see what's out there and what's fresh and new and seeing what ideas I can bring to the table that have not been seen before. So Kim Davy, I'll post her up here too. She's been someone I've been following for quite some time. Typically, I don't reveal a lot of the people that I follow, which is quite a bit of people that I seek inspiration from. But she's one who is a Nigerian designer, and she's based out of London. She's designed so many things from separates to dresses. She does pattern making, lots of different um, designs, lots of different tools, lots of different tips and tricks that I have found helpful over the years. So I've just put her into my little file of people who I can pull inspiration from whenever there might be something I'm stuck on or something I'm kind of curious about and I'm wondering if it's even possible. So she's really crafty and someone that I really look up to as far as someone who designs. But yeah, so those are my essentials. On top of that, having somewhere to show off your designs is definitely important because you don't want to do all this beautiful work and then create ideas that are super dope and not have anyone to tell about it or share it to. So definitely creating some kind of YouTube channel, TikTok, or maybe even just have it on your Facebook or Instagram page to be able to show your work and get people involved in your amazing talents because we all have something to share as far as style and aesthetic, and it might be something that you could uncover as another talent of yours on top of the many talents you might already possess. Alrighty, folks. So that is it for today's video. I hope that these small essentials were helpful to you in some kind of way. And like I said, if you wanted to do fashion design as more of a profession, then obviously there might be more tools than just these basic ones that I mentioned here that'll you'll want to invest in to get you started. But if you're just looking to do like craft projects around the house or maybe making a little quick dress for you to go out in, then you can definitely start with these tools and it will help get you started. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the imagery and everything that I included in here. And I did want to leave you guys with a little quote that I created. You are the author of your apparel story. What do you plan on saying? I know, pretty sweet. A little corny, but you know what? When I wrote it down earlier, I felt really good about it, so I thought I'd share it. But that concludes what I had to share with you guys for this video. I hope to see you in the next one, and I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed and you have been here this long, I would love to have your support as I continue throughout this entrepreneurial journey. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.